What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? Platimer Cards in the house, and I came across this TCG Player article titled "Build and Upgrade Yu-Gi-Oh's New Dark World Structure Deck." And as you know, I did buy 3 of the structure decks, so I wanted to go ahead and take a look at this article because I did some upgrading on my own, but it's nice to get some, I would say, professional help on this type of stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like we got, okay, so this is 3 times Dark World. So for the main structure deck, times 3, this is what this person has. So 3 copies of Brow, Huntsman of the Dark World, 1 Danger Bigfoot, 2 Mothman, 1 Thunderbird, 2 the Snake Thing, I never can pronounce that correctly, 3 Genta, I think that's fair because you can search, or you can search the field spell, 3 Grapha, that's also fair, 1 Parl, I like that, 2 Rainbow, or sorry, 1 Rainbow, or is it Rainbow technically, I think it's Rainbow, but still, I would definitely recommend maybe running 1 or 2 more of these, 2 Silvas, and then 3 Snows, which Snow is really good because it lets you search. The 1 card Destruction is really dope. 3 Dark World Ascension, the fusion spell. 2 Dark World Archives, nice. 3 Dark World Puppetry for the banishing, that's nice. 3 Drag Down into the Grave. 3 Gates of the Dark World. 1 Dark World Brainwashing, which I think I overlooked this card because let's see what it does. And what the hell did I just do? Okay, I accidentally clicked on it, which opens this, but that's fine. When an opponent's monster activates its effect, if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, you can target 1 Dark World monster, return to the field, return it to the hand, and if you do, the activated effect becomes discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. See, I like this, but I don't like it at the same time. I like this because it, in turn, that means your opponent's effect is discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand, which if you guys know anything about the lot of the Dark World cards is if your opponent's effect does this, then there's an even better effect attached to it. So it does have that. However, you have to have 3 or more cards in your hand, and then you have to have a Dark World monster on the field, which I would say can be done, but in the off case that it can't, I guess. But he's also running it at 1, so I would say I'd have to test it like properly before I would make a decision. But at 1, I don't think it's too bad. Okay, so after that, we got ourselves a fully built Dark World deck with all the modifications and everything this person would like to mess around with. So, 1 Blackwing Zerfros the Elite. This card, honestly, is very elite in this deck because it can special summon itself from the grave, plus it lets you return a face-up card you control back to the hand, which is pretty crazy for this deck. So, definitely would recommend messing around with this card. This is still from the old deck. Where are we looking? Nessie, okay. So, I believe Nessie, let me read its effect real quick. I do play a bunch of these in your different decks, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. If this card is discarded, you can add a danger card from deck to your hands. Okay, so it's a pretty good searcher, I would say. Next, we got ourselves 1 Ogopogo to run a level 8. So there's some decent defense as well. The 1 copy of Thunderbird, the Jackalope, nice. Where is the... Okay, so we are running 1 Bigfoot as well. Interesting. I don't know if I would necessarily run the exact same ratios, but overall, the engine does look pretty decent. Next we got triple Genta still, 1 gold. That's interesting because like we talked about earlier, that there are a couple different cards in this deck that basically turn your opponent's effects into discard 1, including the boss monster, I believe. And if this card is discarded to the graveyard, if it was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target 2 cards on your opponent controls, destroy it. So it does have really good potential to just demolish a bunch of stuff on your opponent's field. I do like that. 3 Graphas, interesting. Not interesting, that's what I do too. 1 Parl, 1 Rainbow, interesting. 2 Silvas, and 2 Snows. Alright. And then for the spells, 1 card Destruction, 2 Dark World Ascension. So we cut the fusion spell to 2. That's like, that's what I did once I started messing around with some other cards as well. 1 Dark World Archives. This I would kind of recommend at 2 just because it does give you some draw power. Unless you're running some other cards for drawing, of course. 3 Dark World Puppetry. 2 Beginning of the End. Interesting. This is from the structure deck Sacred Beasts. Huh. If you have 2 or more dark monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 monsters from your graveyard, draw 3 cards. Not bad. I think over this, I would probably prefer like something that, you know, destroys, like card destruction. I think hand destruction is already in there, or is it the other way around? I always get them confused. No, card destruction is already in here. I'm thinking about hand destruction, the one that destroys 2 and draws 2. Yeah, so 3 copies of the Gates of the Dark World. It's a nice field spell, good draw power. And then for the extra deck, we got 2 copies of Abyss Dweller. Yes, I would definitely recommend this. 1 Axis Code Talker. Of course, you can run Appaloosa as well if you want to go that way. Oh, he's running both. Nice. 1 DDD Marksman King Tell. 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, since we are running XCs, 2 Graphas, okay, so only 2 of the boss monster, 1 IP Masquerena, that's going to be to Link Climb, the Nightmare Phoenix, and the Unicorn, Muckracker from the Underworld. This thing, people are picking up just for this deck. It's not bad overall. I definitely do like messing around with it. 1 copy of number 38, 1 copy of number 60, and 1 Cerugia Skull Dread. Most people I've seen online actually run more than 1 copy of this card, so I haven't tested it yet. I do have a couple copies laying around, but I do plan on testing it probably tonight. We'll see how good this card is, and I might mess around with my ratios too. Some cards that I would recommend, probably, like, we are running some level 8s, so if we're doing rank 8s, the number 100 OTK combo is usually really good. You can run something like Mass Change 2 to get into your copy of Dark Law. That's also, it can be very, very good. I'm not going to deny that. It has some good stuff there. 1 copy, or not 1 copy, but you can mess around with Salamander Catalyzer. Basically, you can reveal this card and a Fiend monster in your hand, special summon 1 and discard the other. So it's a free summon and discard, which in turn will pop off a lot of your combos. I've seen some people run Tour Guide. I've seen people running Sangan. I've seen a lot of different stuff that people are messing around with in this deck, and a lot of it is honestly really, really good. I'm forgetting something. There are a lot of different cards, and therefore, thinking about this off the top of my head, what was that Link 5 that just got reprinted? Why am I forgetting what it's called? But it does have the ability to use your opponent's monster as well to Link to climb, or to Link summon itself, which is dope. That might be something worth messing around with. It just got reprinted, so I know it's pretty cheap, or at least the last time I looked at it, it was cheap. But overall, I would say this is pretty solid. I just would probably mess around with some other cards. For example, Dark Law can screw over a lot of decks right now. 100 lets you OTK. There's just infinite ways that you can add a couple of different things in there, you know. So I would say at this point it's up to preference and whatever you like. I'm just here to give you some suggestions, you know. But of course, if you have any other suggestions for any other types of cards that you would like to see in this deck, you can let me know in the comments down below. After all, I'm also trying to improve my own deck, so I will take special precaution to make sure I read everything and try to mess around with it as well. So this is Plotter Cards, guys, signing out for the day. If you like what you see, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.